from How Artists See Animals. Mammal, Fish, Bird, Reptile by Colleen Carroll. Fish. The Goldfish Bowl by Henri Matisse. You've probably seen these fish before. Well, not these exact fish, but fish like them. They're goldfish, of course. You may even have your very own goldfish bowl at home or at school. These special goldfish swim in a bowl surrounded by vivid colors and bold patterns. Some of the patterns are made of shapes that look like fish. Point to all the fish-shaped objects you can find. Now look at the blurry patches of orange floating at the top of the bowl. What do you think they are? Fish. Goldfish Bowl 2 by Roy Lichtenstein. Here's another bowl of goldfish made by a different artist. It has many things in common with the picture you just saw, but the artists have created two very different works of art. First, this artwork is a sculpture made from metal. The other is a painting. Second, these fish are darker and have heavy black outlines. What other similarities and differences can you find? Which fish look more real to you? Sometimes artists get ideas by looking at the works of other artists whom they respect and admire. Then they add their own unique style to make the work new and original. Which style do you prefer? Fish. The Fish by Alexander Calder. Artists often use materials in very clever ways. This sculpture is made with lots of odds and ends, such as broken glass, buttons, beads, and stones, the kinds of things that most people would throw away. Some of the pieces were made by hand, like the spiral object in the fish's tail. What other unusual materials can you find? These bits and pieces help you to imagine the texture of a fish's scales. Are they smooth and slippery, or rough and sharp? How is the round green glass similar to a fish's eye? This type of sculpture, called a mobile, hangs from the ceiling in a museum and seems to swim through the air. Imagine the fish moving through the water with its mouth agape. Do you think it's hungry? How many tiny fish do you think it could swallow at once? Fish. Fish Magic by Paul Klee. There's something fishy going on here. The artist has created a mysterious underwater world for a strange school of fish. How many fish can you spot? Some of the things in the picture you might expect to see in the water, such as divers, flowers, and seaweed, but other things don't seem to belong underwater. Can you find them? Why do you think the artist named this painting Fish Magic? With their bright colors against a black background, these bizarre creatures seem to glow in the dark. Would you want to swim in this eerie aquarium? Bird. Wheat Field with Crows by Vincent van Gogh. Where are the birds in this picture? If you notice the black lines that look like flapping wings, you found them. With just a few simple lines, the artist created a whole flock of crows. Have you ever drawn birds this way before? Some of the larger birds seem to be very close, while the smaller ones seem so far away that their shapes blend into the sky. Perhaps they've flown a great distance to reach the wheat field, or maybe they're flying away to a different place. Do you think the crows are coming are going? What sounds might you hear if you were standing in this field? Bird. Blackbird over Snow-Covered Red Hills by Georgia O'Keeffe. Have you ever pretended to fly like a bird? Here's an artist who's shown the beauty of a bird in flight in a realistic way. If you could hitch a ride on the back of this sleek, painted blackbird, what would you see on the ground below? This artist has used gently curving lines to make this graceful bird, and to help you imagine what it must feel like to fly. The bird soars through a wide, open sky with extended wings. Move your finger over the lines of its body. Now trace these same lines through the air with your arms, as if you were a bird gliding over these snowy hills.